Hey guys, Aaron Farmer here with MySugarFreeJourney.com. We are on day 25 of our 28-day challenge. We are quickly approaching the end. I'm joined by my special guest star today. This is my granddaughter, and she likes to sit in Papa's lap, so we're going to let that happen. So you've probably... Pardon me. Oh, I can't do anything when you're moving things around. Sorry about that. You have probably heard people say that they are... likely to get disease X because it runs in their family. You know, I've heard people say, I'm likely to get breast cancer because, my aunt had it, or I'm likely to get, any other disease because it runs in my family. We do know that genetics plays a role in many diseases, but what you may not know is the role of epigenetics in your health. So epigenetics is the study of the different marks in your DNA that tell certain genes when and how strongly they should become active. So that's why, if you have, let's say, a clone, two people with the exact same genetic markers, they can turn into different people because those genes can activate at different times. They can activate for different durations based on the different epigenetic marks that happen in that body. So just because cancer might run in your family, there are things that you can do to lessen your risk of contracting that cancer, and you do that by controlling the epigenetic factors. So we do know that our day-to-day lifestyle choices play an important role in our health at the epigenetic factor level. So things like exercise, sleep, diet, stress, even our relationships play huge roles in health. In fact, we can influence up to 70% of the genes that determine our overall health just by changing those factors that influence our epigenetics. Did you know that you can make new brain cells? It was long thought that nerves and brain tissue were immutable and unchangeable, and once they were dead forever. New science, hey, a little bit, looky here. New science called neuroplasticity tells us that you can actually create new brain cells by provoking a gene located on chromosome 11 to create, and here's the big term for the day, brain-derived neurotropic factor. Sorry, let me say it again. Brain-derived neurotropic factor, or BDNF. So we're going to say BDNF a lot in this video. BDNF plays a key role in creating new neurons, but beyond its role in neurogenesis, BDNF protects existing neurons, ensures their survivability while encouraging synapse formation, the connection of one neuron to another. This is a process that's vital to thinking, to learning, to higher levels of brain function. So BDNF is a good thing. The more of it you have in your body, the sharper your mind is for longer. Studies have demonstrated decreased levels of BDNF in Alzheimer's patients, which, based on our understanding of how BDNF works, shouldn't come as a surprise to any of us. What is perhaps more surprising is the association of BDNF with a variety of neurological conditions, including epilepsy, anorexia nervosa, depression, schizophrenia, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. So this may be at the root of a lot of these neurological diseases we're struggling with. We now have a firm understanding of the factors that influence our DNA to produce BDNF, and fortunately, these factors are mostly under our direct control. The gene that turns on BDNF is activated by a variety of lifestyle habits, including physical exercise, caloric restriction, following a ketogenic diet, and the addition of certain nutrients like curcumin and omega-3 fat DHA. So if you want more BDNF, and you do, because you want your brain to work well till the day you die, there are things that you can do every day to increase the amount of BDNF that your body produces. So let's take a look at them. Exercise. So physical exercise is one of those potent ways of changing your genes. Put simply, when you exercise, you are literally exercising your genes. You're making your genes better. Aerobic exercise in particular not only turns on genes linked to longevity, but also targets the BDNF gene, the brain's growth hormone. More specifically, aerobic exercise has been shown to increase BDNF, reverse memory decline in elderly humans, and actually increase growth of new brain cells in the brain's memory center. So exercise is important, not just for your bodily health and not just for getting healthy and losing weight and being able to do more with your body. It's also important for your brain. Your brain works better when you regularly exercise. Number 2, caloric restriction. In January 2009, for example, the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science published a study in which German researchers compared two groups of elderly individuals, one that reduced their calories by 30% and another that was allowed to eat whatever they wanted. The researchers were interested in whether changes could be measured between the two groups' memory function. At the conclusion of the 3-month study, those who were free to eat without restriction experienced a small but clearly defined decline in memory function, while memory function in the group in the reduced calorie diet improved dramatically. So basically, when you reduce your calorie, you increase the amount of BDNF that your body produces. So if you hear that and you think, oh my gosh, I got to restrict my calories in order to think more clearly, and I know that sounds difficult, but keep in mind that when you're eating a standard American diet, a big chunk of your daily calories were coming from sugar. So once you take out the sugar and the grains, I can almost guarantee you that you've cut your total caloric intake, maybe by as much as the 30% that was measured by the study. And that's not uncommon for you to eat less calories when you cut out the sugar and grains. So if you cut out the sugar and grains, you'll be naturally restricting your calories. So also keep the ketogenic diet. Pardon me. Sorry. Eating healthy fats and no carbs helps the body create ketones, which are an alternative fuel source for the body than glucose. While science typically has looked at the liver as the main source of ketone production in human physiology, it is now recognized that the brain can also produce ketones in special cells called astrocytes. These ketone bodies are profoundly neuroprotective. They decrease free radical production in the brain, increase mitochondrial biogenesis, and stimulate production of brain-related antioxidants. Furthermore, ketones block the apoptotic pathway, which is the way cells die. It blocks that would otherwise lead to self-destruction of brain cells. So a ketogenic diet is powerful. How do you get into a ketogenic state? You don't eat sugar, you don't eat carbs, you eat a lot of fat. To quote Gary Taubes, in fact, we can define this mild ketosis as the normal state of human metabolism when we're not eating the carbohydrates that didn't exist in our diet for 99.9% of human history. As such, ketosis is arguably not just the natural condition, but also a particularly helpful one. And then finally, curcumin and DHA. Hey, a little bit. Curcumin is the active ingredient in the spice turmeric and is an antioxidant, an anti-inflammatory, an antifungal, and an antibacterial agent. It's really an amazing spice. In fact, you should probably start putting turmeric in more foods as you eat them. Most interesting is the ability to increase BDNF. In people who use it, we now think that the reason why rates of dementia are so low in cultures where turmeric is an important part of the diet is because of the curcumin and BDNF. DHA is another brain-boosting molecule that has been shown to be important to brain health. So more than 2/3 of our brain is fat, and 1/4 of that fat is DHA. So adequate DHA in our diet is important for many of the membranes and the synapses within the brain. It also has anti-inflammatory qualities in the brain and the entire body. DHA is synthesized by the body from an omega-3 fatty acid called alpha-linolenic acid. So that's olive oil, fish, so just all the coconut oil, the standard omega-3 fats that we've been talking about for the last couple of days. We also know that challenging yourself intellectually leads to long-term brain health. So, read a book, do a crossword puzzle, do something with your mind. When's the last time you did something for the first time? When's the last time you learned a new skill? Those are the things that keep your brain working well. All right, well, so that's it. That's day 25 of the 28-day challenge. Hey, Eva Jane, we're going to call it a day. You want to say goodbye to everyone? Say goodbye. Bye. Bye. Sorry. Well, this is Aaron with My Sugar-Free Journey. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.